Hi, my name is Ariel, and I was the erosion control and stormwater ordinance intern. And so I'm a senior at UNC. My major is environmental science, and my minor is chemistry and GIS. So, kind of like a background story, I started off more on the STEM path, and then I realized like working through like doing different lab jobs, I like didn't really like what I was doing. So I made a shift like in the past recent year to more of like a policy-based approach, but I didn't really have any experience in terms of policy and stuff. So I applied for this internship. And so I worked as like the intern for drafting the erosion control and stormwater ordinance. And so I worked for the town of Siler City under the Planning and Community Development Department. And my mentor was Jack Meadows, who is the director of the Planning and Community Development Department of Siler City. And so a bit about like the background knowledge in terms of erosion, stormwater. And so erosion is kind of, it's used, the term used to describe the degradation of the Earth's surface. And it's kind of, we established the ordinance for erosion kind of as a pre-development caution in order to like decrease erosion that development causes. And as for stormwater, it's more of like kind of a post-development because stormwater is the water derived from heavy rainfalls. And we kind of want to be able to control that post-development in order to decrease flooding, which can wreak havoc on the environment and on human health. So my responsibility, so I started off just going through the North Carolina DEQ model ordinances and also the ones established for Chatham County and Pittsboro. And then I worked on finding the differences between the two and kind of comparing and to see like what the town of Siler City would want in their ordinances. And then I like found all the currently existing stormwater and erosion regulations within the current standing unified development ordinance of the town of Siler City. And then I read through like 401 permit state laws, and eventually I like started drafting the ordinances. And so I had a couple of interesting findings, and it was just interesting to compare the different like appeal processes in terms of permits, and like to see like how different jurisdictions handle things differently. And some places even enforce more of like illicit discharge stormwater rules. And then, so I realized throughout the process that ordinances actually make a lot of references to other statutes. So it's important to know how to like read different pieces of law and others. And I also learned that like, based off like the model ordinances, I learned that a lot of things have changed with the recent passing of different bills and laws. And so that was also an interesting finding. And so this whole project kind of taught me a lot about time management, as like ordinances are really long. They're up to like 30 pages and they take a lot of time to kind of like develop. And so I also learned like how like certain towns are taking the initiative to develop more like specific ordinances that like work within their town and the landscape there. And I just like I learned a lot from working with Jack and like how to like really take something and develop it. And so here is like a brief screenshot of my deliverables. They're a lot longer than this, but I just included like images of some of them. Yeah, and so that was kind of what I did. And I'd just like to say thank you to Jack for helping me with the process.